Hello and welcome to the Mindful Monk. We're outside again. I'm out with my bees in the apiary. And I'm out here because this is where there is a pair of robins which are very often singing and keeping me company, as they do when you're in your garden or in your apiary, you're doing any digging. It's one of the reasons we love the robin, because it is so friendly and it sings all the year round and stays with us. You know, when a lot of the other birds have taken off to warmer climes, especially the singers. So the robin is close to all our hearts, and it loves to eat worms and insects. That's its main diet. If it can get them, it'll take anything at this time of the year. And it lasts through the winter. The hard thing on the robin is not so much the cold. It'll puff itself out. You see it puffing out its feathers beautifully on a cold day. If the cold goes on too long, that's what gets really difficult for it, because they store up quite a lot of fat during the summer. In fact, Europeans used to eat the robin because it was a good source of nutrition, a good source of fat. So it's the robin. Redbreast was its original name. Now, it got its name before the colour orange was familiar in the 16th century. So it was robin redbreast, because we know its breast is orange rather than red. So it was the name stuck, and then the redbreast was dropped, and it's dropped to just being called simply the robin. And then it became associated with Christmas during the Victorian era. It's not quite sure why, but the postmen of the time used to wear red waistcoats and became associated with post and Christmas, and so now they appear on Christmas cards. And it's rather an anomaly, because, as we'll see, or as I mentioned, these guys are feisty little birds. They are aggressive, and they are anything but peaceful and loving, as suggested often on the cards. And if they met another robin in their territory, they would certainly have them done over. Now, there's one singing close by us now. That's how close they get to you. But the breast is war paint, really. It's war paint, and it's on both male and female. Both male and female. The male is slightly more, but it's war paint that will profit often show, like the peacock. It's not so much, of course. It's more to defend its territory. And its singing is not because it's feeling happy and pleased with their life and everything else. It's because it's marking out its territory. You can hear it singing now behind me again. It's marking out its territory, telling others, this is my area, keep out. Now, the singing is more splendid in the spring, but it's warming up now at this time of the year. But the autumn and in December, it's sort of more subdued singing, but it's still there, and it keeps singing all the year round. That's what's so unusual. And not only does it sing all year round, but it sings late into the evening, and in the very early morning, even before it's light, you'll hear the robins singing. And also it keeps a territory all the year round, a food territory, so it's got enough to feed on. That's why it's so aggressive to any other robin that comes to visit its space. Its colour is war paint, and its song is really a war cry to defend its territory. There it is singing behind me. That's wonderful. It won't. There he goes again. Now, they pair off. They've paired off in about mid-December, and they will. They'll start building their nest in March. They build their nest pretty quickly in little holes or on the ground. Fastest recorded nest was a gardener in England somewhere hung up his jacket when he came to work at sort of 8 o'clock in the morning, and went back when he was going to lunch, and there was a nest full flooded nest in the pocket. I don't think there was an egg in it, but it certainly took him by surprise. Now they are an example of a nidicolous birds. The colour slightly throws us off here because we said nidicolous are the ones, nidi meaning nest, colous means they inhabit, that their young are born helpless and both parents have to feed them. Now, David Lack is the man who did huge work on robins in the 1940s. He had little papier-mâché robins, and the robins, he put them in their church and they'd tear them apart. And you'd only have to put in eventually some orange feathers and they'd attack it and get rid of it. So as I say, they're very, very territorial and protective of their space. One of the things that happens once they've built their nest and the young have hatched, and I said, the young produce, they've got to excrete, get rid of the waste. And what they do is you don't want to excrete outside your nest. You don't want droppings all around your area because that's only going to attract predators, jays, grey crows, magpies in the woods here, pine martens, they'd all be after them. So what the young do, they produce fecal pellets in envelopes, and then the parents gather them up and carry them away and drop them somewhere far away from the nest. Very clever, very good solution to the problem so that they're not detected. So the robin it's found nearly everywhere you go. You're likely to meet a robin. David Lack said that woodlands, parks, hedgerows, they're being parcelled out into a series of small holdings, each the territory of a robin. And that's very true. Wherever you go, you'll find this robin. We do get some migrants from Northern Europe too, which makes defending your territory even more important if you're to find a mate and to have enough food to eat. So that's our robin. Not the friendliest little creature that you ever got, feisty. In fact, David Lack compared it to Mussolini. You know, he's that sort of dictator dictating the pace in his territory, in his area. So, a little food for the robin, say hello to the robin, thank the robin for singing to us all year and being with us, sticking out the lockdown and the grey, dark days of winter. God bless and keep safe.